Tonight's show is sponsored by Mack Weldon. For 20% off your first order, visit mackweldon.com/CAGcast and enter promo code CAGcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 688. I'm your host, GPD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who the indies also hate, Wombat.
I do they? Like all the Indiana Joneses?
No, the indie game developers.
Oh, I thought you meant anyone who's ever played Indiana Jones.
No, remember all the games that you called pretentious and horrible?
Yes.
They're coming for their revenge now. First Sony, now you.
Wow. It happens.
Get ready.
It's my time.
It was a good run.
Yep. Yeah, I'm here for it.
They're powerful.
I know. Let's see. Is that better? That might be better. I don't know.
Now's the time to certainly test it out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying I'm like, it's either I move my head or I move the mic. It doesn't matter.
Yes,
I know those are the two options. And I feel like I need to apologize in advance for my crazy hair.
Thank you. For what?
I have crazy hair tonight. It's very puffy.
Right. I had that haircut. I had that haircut in 1989. I remember.
I went in the pool today because it was 95 degrees outside. It was also 95 degrees in the pool. It was amazing and gross at the same time.
I tried to not go outside today.
It was like swimming in soup.
It was very gross out.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get the emergency notification on your iPhone about not using power in New York City?
No, I did not. I was not in New York City. So
either was I, but I got the whoop, whoop, whoop.
No,
it was like an earthquake alert back in Japan. But I was saying to not waste electricity in New York City.
And did you waste any electricity just in spite of the?
Well, they had made my wife go back to work today, so she was wasting electricity for no reason, being in New York City.
Is she back for good?
No, she's back two days a week.
Okay. No, my wife also is out of the house now more too. They're doing walkthroughs again, which is a big part of her job. So.
Right. Well, that's They don't. Mm-hmm. My wife has. There's no reason for my wife to go into an office. Ooh, did you hear that thunder?
No, I guess it's coming.
If the show goes blank, we lost power. And
awesome.
That's gonna be bad, by the way.
It's gonna be good for New York.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hot. You should have
saved that power when you had a chance.
Oh fuck. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know. She's not happy about going back to work, but it's still, like you say, it's better. 2 times a week is better than 5 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not really complaining. Most smart people are counting their blessings. So welcome to the show, everybody. We were off last week, so you've missed our Father's Day, big Father's Day experiences that we all had.
Oh, was that? Wow, yeah, I didn't realize that's when that was. Sure.
I think so. Did you do anything special for Father's Day, Wombat?
I went to my parents' house. Does that count?
Did you have hot dogs?
We had hot dogs and we made salmon. I posted a picture of the salmon from Father's Day on the CAG Discord. Pick this channel.
But wait, did you have hot dogs or not?
We had hot dogs and hamburgers.
Salmon wrapped hot dogs.
We had hot dogs and hamburgers, and there was salmon and there was chicken.
Okay.
There were a lot of people, I should say. Everyone was vaccinated. I should also say that too. There were a lot of vaccinated people.
At least they said they were.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure my brother's not lying to me.
Were the hot dogs vaccinated?
No, they were not. They were chock full of hormones. They were.
Gross.
I actually asked for are these GMO? And my father's like, I'm not sure. I'm like, I only eat genetically modified food.
Right.
So
13-inch hot dog.
Yeah, exactly.
So Shipwreck, what about you?
We haven't celebrated Father's Day yet because I don't know. I was told it's coming later. I don't know. Maybe it's
not coming, dude.
I know.
It's coming next year.
Next year. I'm guessing either, I don't know. We went on vacation during that time period. So either
no excuse.
My present is still on the way or they just don't want to take it with us. And then now everybody's forgotten.
Where'd you go?
We went to Michigan.
On purpose?
Yes.
The land of no Father's Day.
So the
upper or lower peninsula?
We were lower.
Okay. You had to think about that.
Yeah, we were lower. We were just above Muskegon.
I don't know.
You familiar with Muskegon?
I am familiar.
Michigan?
I know Detroit is in Michigan.
Detroit is not where we were at.
Okay.
We were west of Detroit.
I
know they have interesting pizza. Did you have interesting pizza in Michigan?
That's the home of Little Caesars.
So obviously you did.
We did have pizza while we were there. We didn't have Detroit style pizza. I don't think. We just had pizza.
Color me disappointed.
I will say, so we rented a place right on Lake Michigan. It was a vacation we scheduled back in like February when we weren't sure what summer vacations were going to be available. Mm-hmm. So we're like, let's schedule this secluded lakefront property where if all else fails, we'll just be there on the lake and be there by ourselves. But
what would fail? I don't understand when you say when all else fails. Like what could fail when planning a vacation?
If we were still in the middle of a pandemic, they wouldn't have to cancel that.
Got it.
Right.
You'd still be by yourself.
It was a COVID friendly vacation house.
Understood.
So yeah, we went up there. It was fun. We were on the lake. We saw the lighthouses. Ate the olive burger. That was.
What is an olive burger?
Ooh, you don't want to know.
Well, I hate olives. It's like one of the few things I will refuse to eat under any circumstance. So
we went to this place, and it basically they're called Frisch's here, but they're like a big boy type of place. Mm-hmm. You get like a kind of a dinery type of place. And it was called Russ's, I believe. And so I saw it on the menu. It's like the top thing on the menu, right? Like it's like, hey, here's the regional delicacy. And there's like several different choices of these olive burgers. So I'm like, I like olive. It sounds a little weird. I'd also been standing outside at an amusement park in a thunderstorm for like 4 hours at this point. So my judgment was not great to begin with, and I was just soaking wet.
But I still don't know what an olive burger is.
I Googled it while he was talking.
So it's a hamburger, like it's a double patty hamburger, like a Frisch's Big Boy or a Big Mac type of thing.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But then it has like this mayonnaise with minced black olives mixed together in it. And it's just like smeared all over the top of this thing.
That's not what the internet says. The internet says it's supposed to be cream cheese with green olives.
They could have been green. They could have been black. I don't know. They're like all minced up.
It was dark in there.
Yeah, it was dark.
So was it mayonnaise or cream cheese?
It was gross, whatever it was. I think it was mayonnaise.
Okay.
Ew.
That sounds kind of.
It's a very like local to like middle Michigan, I guess.
Hell, Michigan? Isn't Hell in Michigan?
Yeah, but I don't know. I would not have it again. I ate the whole thing.
I'm glad someone did.
Right. It's on their menu. People have to be eating this thing.
Did they give you a t-shirt when you finished that?
It doesn't look like it's that exotic. It looks just like a burger with like some sauce on it.
Yeah.
White sauce with olives.
But it's sauce that should not be there.
Right. Yeah. That doesn't look too exciting to me.
Have you ever just thought, hey, let me throw some olives on this hamburger?
I mean, not just by themselves or with some cream, with some sauce. It would need something else.
Well, anything? Have you ever thought, let me put some olives on this hamburger?
Probably, maybe not. I mean, but if somebody, like, if there was a specialty burger that had olives on it, I would think about trying it depending on what the other things were. If the other things were white sauce, I would say no. Nice Pac-Man mug, by the way. Did you hear that, Thunder?
It keeps going.
The mug? It's a long boy.
Yeah.
A tall boy, I mean, we call that.
Yep. They did have 3 like breweries in the little town that I was in.
That's good.
That was good.
Were they good breweries or just breweries?
They were pretty good.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, all 3 of them had quality beers.
Nice.
And we did a lot of antiquing and going to thrift stores. That's
finding Pac-Man mugs and
finding Pac-Man mugs and Spider-Man banks. And
I was gonna say that looked new. I was gonna comment on it, but you beat me to it. I like the Spider-Man bank.
$8. $8.
That's a worthwhile.
That looks
purchase.
familiar.
It's from
That's
like
gotta
1970.
be. I was gonna say it's gotta be 70s.
Does it
Yeah,
have like
it's early 70?
Does it have
Really?
like a plastic circular thing to get to the money, to dump the
It
money
has
out?
nothing to get to the money. You would have to crack open
Oh, okay.
Spider-Man's head to get to the money. There are variations of it, I think, that do have that little plastic thing in the bottom. You
Yeah.
unscrew.
Yeah.
I think that was an option.
Right. It's like, do you want
That
this to be
probably,
functional?
Yeah, that was probably sold for 65 cents when it was new.
Right.
It sells for like 120 now.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously, because anyone who had it and wanted their money had to cut it open. There probably aren't that many left like that.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible.
But it was fun. We went to Michigan's Adventure, which is a sister park to Kings Island and Cedars Point. It's the forgotten sister.
How were the roller coasters?
So they were good. They have one that's like a really high quality roller coaster called Shivering Timbers, and it wrecked the first day of our vacation before I was there, and so it did not run the entire time we were there.
Ooh,
It wrecked with people riding it?
Yeah.
Did they get hurt?
Not too bad. It was a
Not too
thing,
bad. Wait.
apparently-
Well, there were 50 people on the coaster. Only one person died, so they're
Yeah.
Right,
considering
not
that a
too bad.
victory.
Not too bad.
Apparently there was like one of the trains that wasn't running was just sitting off to the side, and it came free into the station, and so as the other train was just coming back into the station,
Boing.
little bumpy there. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it was fun.
I bet you those people got a free ticket back to Michigan's Adventure. It's an extra adventure. Yeah. Like Action Park now.
Yeah, right there.
Nice.
I got the hat.
That's authentic.
It is.
It's a
I
1980.
kind of like that hat.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
I
It's
do
the
too.
80s style.
That's why I bought it.
I dig it. I'm on board.
Nice.
Also, Cheapy, they
Yes.
are trying to get you to go to Michigan,
Why?
because as you enter Michigan, it is just nonstop billboards of weed is legal. Just like you can tell everybody's trying to make their buck. Like it's just like
Right.
miles and miles of just billboard after billboard of come buy your weed.
I
But
feel like
what's the ping pong scene?
I didn't see
I'm
any
not
billboards for the
aware
ping
of.
pong. Yeah.
I have a feeling.
The people next door to us got a Stiga. Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know. Stiga?
Stiga? I don't know.
Stiga,
They-
probably.
Who
Whatever.
knows?
Go on.
They got one delivered while we were there. They set it up right alongside Lake Michigan, and then they tried to play ping pong with winds blowing right off of Lake Michigan.
Oh, yeah, it's not good.
No,
Right.
not a good purchase for them.
No. I was going to say, like, if I could think of one place maybe, and I have no real great reason to think this, but I just do. If I could think of one place where legal weed is just people are just like, it would be Michigan. Like, they're just like, I'll just drink this beer instead or something.
Well, they have the big college there, two big colleges. It's pretty much that's the state, right?
Yeah.
It has the two big colleges, and that's it.
They've got the Detroit
What do they make in Detroit these days?
pizzas.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
and weed, I guess.
weed in college.
Right. So you didn't go to any weed stores, Ship?
No, I didn't swing by and check
Alright.
it out. No,
No.
maybe next time.
Maybe next time if you get desperate enough.
Mm-hmm.
They have enough breweries to keep you satisfied.
Exactly. Why would you need that with all the breweries that are there?
So you didn't get any Father's Day gifts. Wombat, did you get anything?
I got the grill. I'm
Oh,
pointing to
nice.
it as if everyone can see it. I got the barbecue.
Nice. We went to Museum of Moving Image and saw the 2001 exhibit, the Stanley Kubrick 2001 exhibit that opened right before the pandemic started, and then it's just been sitting in a closed museum for a year and a half. So that was pretty cool. I've been wanting to see that for a while, but there were a lot of people there, surprisingly, and it wasn't that pleasant because it was pretty crowded and you have to wear a mask and all that shit. So it could have been better, but it was still pretty cool. And then we were going to go to Fogo de Chao, the Brazilian all-you-can-eat, what do you call that, Wombat? Churrasca? Plato Churrasca? Churrascara. And we made a reservation like, a month ago or so. And when we got there, they're like, we're running an hour behind. And it was really hot that day. It was you know, it was like 85 degrees in the parking lot, and everybody was just waiting outside because everybody got pushed back an hour. And we were just like, fuck that. And we went to some other restaurant in the strip mall. Just walked where there was no wait. But that's pretty bad. Like, I feel like Father's Day is the one day you gotta like.
I saw you tweet about it. Did they ever respond to you?
No. And of course, like you could go back like any day and get a table there, no problem. It's just like on a day like Father's Day, that's like their busiest day, and they
like
shit the bed.
It's like Mother's Day at Olive Garden.
Right.
That's why we ate at my parents' house, where we still had to wait an hour, but at least there was a couch.
Right. There's an Olive Garden in your house?
Yeah, in my parents' house, they have an Olive Garden.
Oh.
When I'm here, it's like family.
Anyway, so it was all fine. Oh, I got good gifts though. I should have brought it downstairs.
What'd you get?
Do you know what a pixel frame is?
Is that like a dildo?
No.
Yeah.
What? How does that sound like a dildo? What kind of dildos are you buying? They're like big and rectangular?
I don't know. You said you got Father's Day presents. So I assume that's what you got.
Yeah. Most fathers are asking for. No, it's like a nerdy video game art. I got a.
Yeah, no, I know what it is. They sell them at RetroCon.
Okay, I don't. Mrs. Cheapy bought me a RoboCop NES one, and it's really cool. And I got that, and I got a power drill from my dad, or a power screwdriver rather, not a dildo, not a power dildo. And then I bought this for myself because I bought this for my dad. Oh my god. The retro, what is it called? I don't know what the fuck it's called.
The Legends
Gamer Mini. The Mini. This is the thing that you have a little puck that attaches to the back of your TV. And then you can play every game. You know, you look up Coin Ops X, and then you can have every game. And it has a really awesome interface. And my dad really appreciated the thoughtful gift, I feel. Especially since I had to like modify it before I gave it to him. So it was like artisanal in a way, handcrafted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like,
I made this for you, Dad.
Right. I made this for you better. Like anybody could just buy this from Walmart for $89, but not everybody can watch a YouTube video for 15 minutes and figure out how to do this shit. But I did it.
Way to go.
Yeah, he liked it.
I've
Nice.
Yeah, it's the same one that I have the 2-player version of.
The full size.
The full size.
With the trackball and the knobber.
Yeah, so
the knobber.
If the
Mine
small
doesn't have
one,
knobs, I don't think.
Oh,
if
okay.
the small one had the trackball, that would be cool.
Well, yeah, I mean.
So you can play your
It's-
Golden Tee.
Yeah, you can play this way. You can play Golden Tee, but not have to have the giant two by
That thing is
two.
too big.
Yeah,
This thing can't
Like,
get any bigger.
I need it in the middle.
I don't think you want anything bigger than this because it's pretty.
But you
Pretty
want a
substantial.
trackball. You want to be able to
I
play
do.
some Arkanoid
I
and
know,
some Golden
but
Tee.
there's 1,200 games on there that
You know what they
don't
need
need
to
a
do? They need
trackball.
to make one of those with a trackball and a light gun on the side.
Sure. Just anyway, I was gonna get my dad an Oculus Quest, which is the most popular fucking gift around these days. But I decided I'd feel really guilty if he got hurt using that thing, and it's a real possibility. Like I know. You know. I mean, just anecdotally, I know 2 people who got hurt just from me recommending this. So if my dad, who's not a spring chicken anymore, got hurt, I'd feel very bad. And this. You maybe drop it on your foot or something, but you can recover from that. VR, there's definitely there's career enders in that could happen when you get to that age. So yeah. Anyway, so that was Father's Day. What do we got here? Anything else? Any show feedback? No show feedback from 2 weeks ago?
It's been too long.
Too long. Who even knows what we talked about?
My daughter made me a coaster. Does that count? Can anyone see it? Can you see
it's
it?
too white.
It's white.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that stinks. There you go.
Nice. It's a coaster. Should we do some Watch This Boys?
Sure.
Let's do it.
What's this thing on the top here?
Matthew?
Yeah, what's that?
I don't know. It's probably not supposed to be there.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't know what that is. That's why I didn't say anything.
Right.
I watched.
Fuck it. Let's do it live. What is that?
I watched 2 documentaries.
I can't read it. I can't read it.
I watched This Is Pop on Netflix.
That's the
What's
one
that
with with T-Pain.
There's a T-Pain episode. Every episode is its own thing. You do not have to watch it in any order.
Tell me
They're
who
all
the episode,
self-contained.
each episode is about, so I know if I
Oh,
care.
jeez, if I can remember it all, 'cause I didn't
T-Pain.
watch it. There's an episode about auto-tune and the history of auto-tune and whether or not it destroyed music, and
No.
it has T-Pain on it.
Yes.
There was an episode about the rise and fall of Boys to Men.
And then the re-rise?
And the rewrite. Yes, that is how it
Okay.
ends. Yes.
Good. I was gonna say it's not like they just crashed and burned and were never to be seen again.
No, but they went from playing Madison Square Garden to playing 50-seat
That's how it
bars
happens.
in
That's how it
about a
happens.
year. Yeah. So they talk about that, how that, what happened to Boys to Men. There's an episode about the Brill Building, which I'm fascinated by that. So I kind of was excited for that episode. If you're not familiar, from like 1955 to about 1968, there was a building in Manhattan. It's called the Brill Building. It's in Times Square. And it was mostly songwriters. And they would sit in cubicles with pianos and write songs. And a lot of big hits from that era came out of just these people sitting in rooms, a song factory. It's kind of cool. It's very interesting how that all worked out. Let's see. There was an episode about Sweden and how that's now the hot place where all the songs that we listen to now come from.
Why?
All the songwriters.
We're all listening to churches. I like churches.
They're all Swedish songwriters. Why? You'd have to watch it.
Free health insurance.
It starts with ABBA, and actually, the socialism thing is actually a big part of it that comes up. I don't want to spoil the documentary, but socialism, they actually credit socialism with their songwriting ability. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the other ones. There was a lot. It's good.
Okay.
It's really good. I
Sounds
highly recommend it.
That's
It's a
on
lot of
Netflix?
fun. It's on Netflix. Most episodes are about 45 minutes long. I also started 1971, the year music changed everything, I think is the subtitle for that one. It's on Apple Plus. And that is a documentary about the year 1971 and the music of that year. And it's really critically acclaimed. And I'm surprised. I think it's only critically acclaimed because it's on Apple Plus.
They paid somebody off.
No.
They're blackmailing somebody.
I haven't finished it yet. That one's also about 9 episodes, and each one of those is sometimes some of those episodes are over an hour. So it's a really long documentary about 1 year in music, and they seem to fail on their own hypothesis like every other segment. Basically, they're trying to prove in this documentary, not that they have to prove it, was that it was the music of 1971 that changed the culture, not music responding to the culture.
Sounds awesome.
And they don't always.
There are a lot of charts that they go along with this.
I would probably make for a better documentary. They jump around a lot.
Red alert.
Whoop, whoop. That's the problem.
Whoop, whoop.
But the thing is, they jump around, but they don't get back to. It's not even the jumping around that's so bad. It's, okay, we're going to talk about Marvin Gaye and what's going on for about a half hour. And we're going to try to say that he didn't write that in response to what was going on, even though the song is called What's Going On. That he wrote that, and then then everyone noticed that
then the stuff started going on.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Let's take this back and let's think this one through. And then they barely go into it. They talk more about what was going on.
Are you blaming Marvin Gaye for everything that happened?
Yes.
At that point?
Yeah.
If he just hadn't have done that song?
If he had just not written about the ecology and Mercy, Mercy Me, then there'd be no global warming. Yeah. No, it's not bad. I still like any documentary about old people music, but
right.
I don't know. I wanted it to be better. I wanted it to be more, and here's the music. Here's what they were thinking when they wrote it. Here's how they made it. Here's a performance of it you've never seen before. And now we're going to move on to something else from 1971. And sometimes they kind of toe that line a little bit too. Like, this song was released in 1972, but it was recorded in 1971. So it's a 1971 song. I'm like, is it though?
I feel like you've been talking about this thing since 1971.
I know, because it annoys me. Anyway, that's it. That's all I watched. Go about your business.
What's Luca?
Luca's the new Disney Plus movie.
Oh.
Pixar.
Yeah.
Pixar's Luca.
Never heard of it.
It's good. It's cute.
It's about 2 boys finding about themselves.
Yeah.
Like
They're
they're
sea
like
monsters.
puberty.
Something like that, but they're sea monsters instead.
It's cute. It's well done.
I only watch ultra-violent things now.
Well, sorry. Cancel your Disney Plus subscription.
Yeah.
My family liked Luca.
All right. That's good to know. Maybe we'll.
So did mine. I didn't watch it though.
My family's at sleepaway camp, so we're not watching shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching hardcore shit like Seis Manos on Netflix.
What is that? Other than is that Six Hands?
That is Six Hands. Very good, Wombat. Your Spanish is muy bien.
Gracias.
De nada.
Mm-hmm.
This is
¿Tú me gusta seis manos?
Sí.
¿Es bueno or es mal?
Es muy bueno. I don't know. Let's drop this before my head explodes. This is an anime that's made by the same company that made Castlevania, the critically
¿Dónde
acclaimed.
está el baño?
It's a kung fu Mexican anime series, and it sounds weird, and also there's like magic involved. It's really well done. We finished it. We finished the first season. It ends on a cliffhanger, really. So like, I think there's going to be a second season, hopefully. But it was surprisingly well done. Like we watched the first episode thinking this is going to be bad, but let's just check it out anyway. But it was really like solid. It's very
Manos de Jamón. That's what it's called.
It's very, very violent. It's as violent as any anime that I've ever seen. Like, it's very gross. But it's
Mas muerte.
But it's well done. It's well done. I would recommend it highly. Seis manos. Manos. I don't know if I ever mentioned that we finished Hacks. Did you ever watch any more Hacks, Wombat? Or no?
No. Did I ever start it?
I thought you started it. I thought you watched one episode. I'm pretty sure.
Have. Okay.
Oh man.
I'll take your word for it.
You watched that 1971 thing. It pushed out a lot of other stuff.
Oh my! You know what? 'Cause I wanted it to be so much better, but anyway, we're not going to talk about it anymore. It just makes me
that's
sad.
okay. Well, watch Hacks. It was really good. We finished the first season. They're having a second season. It was really well done. And the series that we just started watching, which has been around for a little bit, is called Pen 15, or penis. If you look at it, did you get that? Have you? That's on Hulu. Have you watched that? It's hilarious. You have watched it. You have watched the whole thing. Why am I shaking his head? We do a podcast. That's not helping.
Wow. Yeah, my wife watched every episode. She finished it in like 3 days.
Yeah.
So I think I watched at least half of every episode. So I'm pretty caught up on it.
It's about middle school girls.
Mm-hmm.
The main characters are played by adult women, including one of the women who wrote the whole show. And
I thought they both did.
I think it's just the Asian American woman who wrote, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But it's based on their life experiences growing up, but they play themselves at 13, but all the other child actors are of appropriate age. And her mother even plays herself on the show. It's I think it's what you call a cringe comedy, because it's a lot of awkwardness in it. And Mrs. Cheapy is usually very against that, but she's hanging in there for this one so far.
There's some sad parts too.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's
not all comedy. They kind of like They kind of sideswipe you with a little bit of, oh, this isn't always funny.
Oh.
So, just letting you know.
Great. Everyone's got to ruin my good time.
Yeah. Anyone watch the new episodes of Rick and Morty? Or am I the only one who watched those?
No.
It's a good season so far.
I haven't watched the old episodes of Rick and Morty.
You should. You'd probably like it. Or not. I don't know.
I've watched all the episodes of Bluey. Have you watched all the episodes of Bluey?
That's the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with an inappropriate name.
It's a blue dog.
Yeah, I guess.
Baba Bluey?
Baba Bluey?
Not Baba Bluey. I don't know what that is. What is it?
It's a
kids show out of Australia. It's on Disney Plus. Check it out.
I don't know. My son's a high schooler now. I don't know about this stuff.
He might learn some things from Bluey still. Oh. Bluey's a really good kids program that actually entertains parents as well.
Like Fat Albert.
Yes, it's exactly like Fat Albert.
but with a dog.
but with a family of dogs.
Okay. Interesting. Is that it for Watch This, boys?
I think so.
All right, then. How about Add This, boys?
Sure.
Sponsor this, boys.
Sponsor this, boys, from our friends at Mack Weldon. Kick your summer off in style with the brand that's reinventing men's basics, Mack Weldon. Mack Weldon is so much more than just underwear. Their full collection includes t-shirts, polos, button-ups, shorts, pants, swims, and so much more. With light and breathable fabric technology, Mack Weldon keeps you cool and comfortable all summer. From working out, happy hour, to playing with your kids, Mack Weldon has men's essentials for whatever your day includes. I'm a big Ace guy. I have the Ace sweat pants, the Ace sweat shorts. I also wear their underwear 8 days a week. So, I'm a big fan.
Ace Ventura, you like that movie?
I do like that movie too.
Ace of Spades, good card.
Yep. I'm a big Motorhead fan. And you know who else loves Motorhead? Mack Weldon. Dive into Mack Weldon's swim line with trunk and board short options that are quick to dry and have 4-way stretch fabric. When you're not in the pool, Mack Weldon's new Maverick Tech Chino short and Radius short are perfect additions to your summer wardrobe. They'll keep you comfortable, and so you can confidently power through your most active days. Mack Weldon also has a free loyalty program called Weldon Blue. Level 1 gets you free shipping for life. Once you reach level 2 by spending $200, you get 20% off every order for the next year. Stay cool this summer and look great doing it with all new collections of men's essentials from Mack Weldon. That's Mack Weldon. For 20% off your first order, visit MackWeldon.com/CAGcast and enter promo code CAGcast. That's MackWeldon.com/CAGcast, promo code CAGcast. For 20% off, visit MackWeldon.com. Mack Weldon, reinventing men's basics.
We forgot to talk about Loki.
Well, I think I'm the only one watching it.
We watched the second episode.
Oh, what do you think of Loki so far?
I mean, could they show the fucking broiler ceiling anymore in that show? I mean, just because we have the technology that we can reproduce ceilings in any shot that we want doesn't mean we need to digitally insert a ceiling with 100 light bulbs in it in every fucking scene. It's okay. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. They're looking for evil.
No spoilers. I haven't watched.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I can't spoil. I couldn't possibly spoil anything, and
Perfect.
I haven't even watched all the episodes.
They don't even get to what the show is like. This is what it's about. Actually, the end of the second episode.
Right. I was Curry Manji doesn't know what I'm talking about. Marcel Breuer was an architect and furniture designer, and he's got like a ceiling with a lot of lights in it in a museum in New York. And I guess whoever made this show really likes that ceiling because it seems to be digitally inserted into a lot of scenes, a lot of rooms in this the Time Travelers Association. What's it called?
The TVA.
Yeah.
And I explained this to Shipwreck actually before we recorded because I asked him if he had watched it yet. And I really like it. I like it a lot.
Good.
But if someone says they don't like it, I understand with this one. Like, I don't think Loki is a for everybody show. But I think for the people it's probably the best Marvel show they've done yet of the three.
For super Marvel nerds, you mean? Basically?
Yeah, I think it is.
Better than WandaVision?
I like it more than WandaVision. I think there's different things going on that if you're kind of a nerd and into all of it, it's sort of it hits the right endorphin centers in your brain.
The nerd
oh my
zone.
God, I can't believe they did that. I can't believe they did that. Oh, I totally know what that is.
Yes.
So, that's kind of why I'm into it. But if you watch and you're like, I have no idea what's going on. All they did was talk for 45 minutes. Who is this person? Why are they there?
Right.
I don't get it. I totally understand. And I don't hold it against you. But I think it's like, for me, it's kind of perfect. So that's all I have to say about that.
Has Spider-Man showed up yet?
Spider-Man is in episode 1.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he shows up.
I think he should show up in the middle of these kind of middling shows just to save it, just like in the comics. Be like, I recognize this from the comics when Spider-Man came along.
Yeah, he does the point thing, when he points at himself. That meme, he does that.
Oh, that'd be good. I would like that.
He points and he goes, from the comics. And then he just flies away.
Right.
That'd be
Dude,
good.
that would be something everybody would get.
From the comics.
Right. These deep like fan service Easter eggs that I would never understand in a million years. Like they have no effect on me. But Spider-Man, I know Spider-Man. I know that meme. That'd be great. Yeah, him.
Mm-hmm.
It's him. I don't dislike it. It's just I'll watch more once Ty gets back from camp.
Yeah, I think even if you don't know what's going on, there's still something to like. I just don't. I think if you know what's going on, you'll like it more. But that's
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to new releases.
Yes, because I know everybody's playing at least 6.
There's a lot of new releases, and I have a couple of them, but I have not had a chance to play them because I was on vacation.
Wait,
Okay.
let me see. Let me guess what you have. You have that game, the Scarlet Nexus game.
I do have the Scarlet Nexus game.
All right, but you haven't played any of it yet.
I have not played any of it yet. It came
All
today.
right.
Came to get today.
You have Zombies Ate My Neighbor and Ghoul Patrol.
I do not have that.
Oh, I was so close. Do you have Alex Kidd and Miracle World DX?
I do not have that.
Oh, see, I'm trying to think, what would you have been sent?
I didn't get sent anything. I buy things.
I know you bought Scarlet Nexus, but sometimes the small games.
What was I sent from Amazon and Best Buy?
Right.
Sometimes I know because you're on all those lists, you get sent codes for some of the smaller games. Don't act like that doesn't happen.
Sakura Succubus 3. Is that it?
That I have not.
Oh, I
played
know
that.
it. I know what you got. You got the Mario Golf.
I did get the Mario Golf. Yeah,
That's the other one.
Did you get your
That
bag tag at Best Buy?
I did not.
Fuck! They're paying the bills around here. You better get the fucking bag tag.
I got the I bought Scarlet Nexus from Best Buy.
Okay, well that doesn't help me. They didn't fucking do anything with that.
Oh, sorry. I used the price match at Amazon that they did to the Best Buy
I'm
price
just
match.
kidding. It's all good. I heard that game was good.
I was gonna say, I've
Nexus.
heard good things. I know it's like anime-ish though, right? Isn't it? Is it based on an anime, or am I making that up?
I don't know if it's based on one, but it does have an anime look to it. So I had $55 in Best Buy money, the rewards that was expiring in the next month. So I'm like, this looks like a good time to get a $5 copy of Scarlet Nexus. So I'm looking forward to playing that pretty much all day Friday. I think I have Friday off, and the kids are not around. So
I was say, where are your kids during the day these days? Now that it's summertime.
This week they were at Vacation Bible School.
Fun.
Where do they go?
The church,
Why is it called Vacation Bible School?
because it's Bible school over summer vacation.
Oh, it's a vacation for the parents.
Yeah, vacation for the parents. The kids have to learn about Jonah and the whale for 5 days.
Right.
That's it. Nothing else. So, kids, can you tell me about Jonah again?
Did you have to go to Sunday school, Wombat?
Sunday school? No, I'm Jewish.
No, but I had Sunday school.
No, we had Hebrew school, and that was on Wednesdays.
Just you only had one day. You had one day of Hebrew school and no Sunday school.
Mm-mm.
What kind of temple is that? I was in a Reform temple, which is like the lowest.
Me too.
You were below that. You were like,
oh yeah, I'm like super reformed. Yeah.
That was like, we don't really care. Just like slap a Jewish star on it and call it a day.
Have I told you what my daughter does? She doesn't even go.
You told me that.
I know.
I know.
The rabbi comes to our house.
I have to go Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday.
That sucks.
Fuck.
I think when I was older, it was 2 days a week. But yeah, when I was younger, it was just Wednesdays. I remember Wednesdays after school. Learning about Jonah and the whale.
Yeah, same. I mean, not the same book, but similar. Some of the
every
stories
week,
cross
same
over.
thing. They'd hand you a picture.
Jonah, draw in the whale, color in the whale.
Color in the whale. Why is your whale green? We just told you the story. We said he was blue. I don't know. Well, now you got to come back next week and try again. Why'd you color it in orange? I don't know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. So they got that going for them.
Right.
They got more books to choose from.
Nice. And I hope they have fun.
Yeah. They've Emmeline's been to drama camp 1 week. They did a Trolls play.
When's table tennis camp start?
Sports camp is coming up, but I don't know if table tennis got in there. I don't know if it snuck into that camp.
I introduced myself to the owner of the table tennis club in my town. I happened to be walking by the store, and he was in there. It's not open yet. and I invited myself in, and he showed me around. It's gonna be good.
So are you guys playing any of these new releases?
No, the only thing that it's not on here.
Let me
because
see. Let me look at them first.
It's from the week before.
Mhm.
Was I did play a little bit of that Dark Alliance game.
Okay. Is
Yeah,
that on Game Pass?
That's on Game Pass. And let me tell you, it's a good thing it is, because that game is a hot steaming pile of garbage.
It's lame.
How is it?
It's so bad.
It's fine.
Like, it's like, because it should be on paper everything I want.
Is this
in a
co-op
game.
or just
It might be.
Online
I don't
only
know.
co-op, I believe.
Online only. There you go. Online only co-op. It should be everything I want. You pick your Dungeons and Dragons character. You have to fight lots of goblins. You pick up loot, and then the level ends, and then you go to the next level and you fight a bunch of goblins and you pick up loot. Like, it should be. I don't need much from a game like this.
It needed to be as good, at least, as the PS2 version. The
And
PS2 game that came out.
It's not.
Right.
When you pick up gear, you actually don't know what the gear you have is until the level ends. And you can't change your gear mid-level. Again, you can only do it when the level ends and before the next level.
Well, if you were going along and killing goblins, would you take the time to just like sit down and look at
Yes.
your stuff, or would
Yes.
you
You
just
sit in the
Well,
corner.
To be fair, there are campfires that you could stop at. So, you would think maybe even at the campfire, you'd be able to check your new gear.
Goblins
about
hate
that?
fire. They wouldn't come near the
Exactly.
campfire.
I think that's a fair compromise. It's weird that they do it, and the levels are too long for you to be collecting stuff and not knowing what you're getting.
I almost downloaded it, but I felt like it was going to be bad, so I didn't.
Mm-hmm. It was disappointing. I already removed it from my hard drive. That space is too valuable.
Look, if Wombat will not play your Game Pass game, you fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically it.
Because I played a lot of garbage in my life.
Speaking of which, did you get around to playing any more of Avengers? Did the Black Panther stuff come out? Did you play
Black
that?
Panther stuff did not come out, but I did check out
Oh,
the
it
new
hasn't.
event. I did.
Oh, you went in even without Black Panther.
I went in without Black Panther. I wanted to see, like, because they do advertise a lot. They're like,
They
oh,
do.
we have the new Nexus event thing, or whatever the hell they called it, Omega.
What does that mean?
event.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm like, well, let me see what it is. You know what it is? It's the same thing you've already played. Again, it's the same.
Well, it's the game.
They just put a different icon on the map. It's green. It's like, oh, here's a green thing.
Is everything brown still in the environment?
Everything's brown. It's weird how a game could be at one time one of the best looking games I've ever played and one of the worst looking games I've ever played at the same time. It's an amazing feat that they pulled that off.
Dash and I have been playing through Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Okay. Yeah.
On
On the Switch.
You played that, right?
I finished that
That's
game.
the last time you touched your Switch.
Maybe.
That game is not as good as the old ones. It's similar. It reminds me similar to what you're talking about, Dark Alliance. It's playable.
Mhm.
The way you create your teams and everything is not all that intuitive. And it seems like no matter who you throw together, you get all kinds of bonuses.
You should play the first one, or did you do that already?
No, we haven't played that yet, but that one's not on Switch that I know of.
No, it's on the Xbox though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were playing this one on vacation, so
Mm.
we were playing on Switch.
I still like that first one. But
Yeah, it's still fun. Don't get me wrong. Like rolling with the entire Spider-Man crew is good times.
That's true. That is true. That game had a lot of good characters. I will say that. Yes.
The environments could use a lot of work.
Yep. Yeah.
There's a lot of like, here, figure out this laser puzzle, and you're like, I don't want to figure out this laser puzzle. Somebody else figured out this laser puzzle. I'm here to beat people up and level up my characters and do combination moves.
Right.
Yeah. That's like the Avengers game. There is a lot of brown here. Oh, I guess I'm fighting these AIM robots again. There sure are a lot of AIM robots here that all look the same. But look at the detail on the back of Captain America's mask. So,
Well, I think when you say that game looks really good and really bad at the same time, because the animations and stuff for the fighting looks really good. I mean, at least last time I played.
Oh yeah, no, the animation.
That's the part that looks really good.
The animation is great.
The voice acting is good too.
The voice acting is good. The detail on the character models is great, despite the fact that some of the character models themselves are ugly. So it's not that they're ugly graphically. They're just art design is ugly.
Right.
So yeah, but I could at least realize that wow, they did an amazing job technically on rendering these, because they're giant characters in the Avengers game. They're not like, little guys. They're big and they're detailed. It's kind of exciting, interesting. But there you go. Anyway,
anything else in new releases or?
There's quite a bit here, but we can
5 million
move on.
games on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of games on the Switch. It's doing pretty well.
Tony Hawk. They got Tony Hawk.
I know they got Tony Hawk. I need to
Not
consider
get that.
that.
No, you don't.
Need to consider that. My kids are trying to talk me into buying it.
Stand strong. Show them about the value of $1 by not buying every version of Tony Hawk. I know what time it is. It's Fortnightly news time.
I know, it's very exciting. So we played more Fortnite this week.
We did.
Yeah, we won. We played 3 rounds and we won 2 out of 3 of them.
Because Darkness is very good.
Yeah, he is very good. He's not here tonight because it's his wedding anniversary. But yeah.
What's sexier than the CAGcast? Listening to the CAGcast.
I know, seriously, right? But yeah, we played and we won a lot and it was a lot of fun.
You know why I like playing Fortnite with you and whoever else joins our fun time? I don't really have to try. Like, I feel like, I don't know what I'm doing anyway. So I can just focus on doing the emotes and, playing sound effects and things.
Having a good time. Yeah.
Having a good time. Like when I play Apex Legends, I'm trying to win. Obviously, I'm not.
That's business time.
That's business time. This is just like fucking around. And if I happen to win, then that's great. But I don't care.
And you unlock the emote with the flying saucer.
Right.
It's like, I did. Somehow I won this, and now I have a flying saucer.
Wait, Darkness just showed up in the chat.
Look at that. He's there.
So much for the anniversary. It's over already?
I probably only needed 5 minutes. Hey, you play. You may win, you may not win. You're still gonna probably unlock something if you have the season pass. And what's wrong with that?
It was fun. Yeah, good time.
It's always a good time.
Nice.
Yeah. So
any news stories strike your fancy?
We got. I'm trying to think if any of this is interesting at all that you put in here.
There's not much going on. The most popular item was that the dog behind dog meat died.
That's sad.
I mean, that was the most popular news item of the week.
Game's pretty old by now.
Mm-hmm.
The game's old. The dog's old.
Had to be old.
Yeah, River. So he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I thought that would affect you, Wombat, because you like that. You like dogs and that game.
I like dogs and games.
And that
I had a dog that died once. It was sad. I don't know. That's all I got.
Right. I guess one of the bigger news items this week was this article on Ars Technica about the Intellivision Amico. Mm-hmm. That their dev portal was basically just open to the public. It was not, it was available to the public, and it had a lot of technical information about the console that's coming out this year, I'm assuming.
It's supposed to be out in October, yeah.
Okay.
I have it on pre-order. I've had it on pre-order for quite some time.
I know. And it had some more details about the Amigo than we've heard so far, because we haven't really heard much.
I heard it uses the same graphic processor that my toaster oven does.
Maybe. It depends when your toaster oven was made. How old is it?
It's about 15 years old.
No, it says here that it uses the chip from a $100 smartphone, a budget smartphone from 5 years ago. And basically, Ars wrote this article. And then Tommy Tallarico, right? Is how you say his name?
That's how you say his name.
He's the owner of Intellivision at this point. He's the current owner, and
he's the owner of like a Ferrari or something too, right?
We've seen him drive that Ferrari through the streets of LA and get out of it.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Has a stronger graphical processor than the Intellivision.
Maybe those cars aren't known for like their electronics
packages.
Anyway, so he did not like this article, Tommy, and he went off on Twitter calling this like
Well,
copyright violation.
Yeah, he threatened to sue him because everything said confidential and I don't know, private or something like that on it.
Right.
But that it doesn't matter if it has that stuff on it unless you've signed an NDA with the company to say we're not going to tell this stuff.
Right.
That's how this stuff works.
Yes.
Right? Like
the NDA says, don't talk about the confidential stuff. You'll know what the confidential stuff is because it will be marked confidential. That's what most NDAs say.
That's how it works.
So this obviously is not the same situation. This is just somebody finding the dev portal and website and just getting the documents that are right there, not behind any password or anything. And so I think Tommy actually then like apologized, sort of.
Oh, did he? I know he deleted the tweet. I whatever. It's I have no problem with him angrily tweeting something along those lines. I'm sure like him seeing that stuff triggered something there, right? Like you don't want all of that to be out there. And I really don't think he is trying to rip people off with this thing. Right? Like I think he's trying to make a product.
Well, that's not much of a compliment.
So is the My Pillow guy.
You think the My Pillow guy is trying to rip people off, or just trying to make a product and overthrow the government?
I don't know what if Tommy's trying to overthrow the government or not, but
not with that processor. Forget about that stuff. Forget about the Twitter shit. That's almost boring compared to the reality of, hey, this thing's coming out in October. It's $250 or $300 if you have the collector's edition.
I don't remember which one I have.
You have the collector's edition, I believe.
Oh, good for me.
Yeah, way to go. Purple. I believe it's purple or wood grain. Wood grain or purple. It was one of those.
Ooh, I would have gone with wood grain if I had the choice.
But the reality is that's $50 more than a Switch Lite. And the games that are running on this are not going to be of the caliber of a Nintendo handheld. And
let's be clear, this isn't a good value.
Right.
Like nobody's saying this is a good value.
How many of these can you sell realistically, Shipwreck? You know about manufacturing and stuff. Like how many can you sell? Not you, but
oh boy, but it's such a weird thing because you're selling them. You're not selling them to the mainstream, right? You're selling them to
you, Shipwreck.
They're selling them to me, and they're selling them to the people who aren't. They're like as presents for people, right? Like
but that's the $250 to $300 present is quite a present.
Expensive. That's an expensive present.
Like who wants this over an Oculus Quest
or a Nintendo that's Switch? Like an Oculus.
Okay, but you're crazy.
You're like a thing on its own. You're
right.
Like
right. There's enough of me to
how many?
Around.
I don't think there are. I think there's only one you, and I'm looking at.
I appreciate that, Wombat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many can you sell? You can't sell that many.
You can't sell that many.
You cannot sell 100,000 of these. You cannot. I'm
not sure. 100,000 seems a little bit.
Sounds like a lot,
but not totally unreasonable.
It sounds like a lot.
I mean, are you counting after they go on deep discount?
No, I'm talking about $250 in televisions.
They're gonna drop pretty quick, right?
I don't know. Apparently, GameStop.
Yeah, GameStop is a premier
partner.
Of
They're
this.
all in on this. The margins must be fantastic because they seem to be buying these. I've ordered them.
I'm looking forward to playing it still. Like I'm looking forward to.
And who's gonna make games? Who's gonna make games for them? What are the games? And the games.
Oh, it's gonna be the games that come out with it, and then shortly after, that's it.
That's
what you're gonna get.
And they take television takes half, by the way.
There is nobody I would recommend. Like, there's nobody I'm like, hey, you should go buy an Amico. I'm totally on board, obviously, but this is not one of those products I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be.
It's like the Loki TV show of video game consoles.
Right.
I understand that it's not for everybody.
I feel like you buying this, especially the $300 one, And
I think I got a deal on it though. I might have gotten the $300 one at the $250.
Okay, fair
price.
enough.
I feel like that is what has happened here.
I feel like not getting an Oculus Quest 2 and getting this is sort of a weird move. Like,
I don't, because I don't have any interest in VR.
But you don't know. But maybe all you need is a passing interest.
That's because you haven't played Walkabout mini golf.
Well, we'll get to that later. I tried that for the first time this week.
I know, so did I.
Okay, but we'll get to. Oh, is that time for that yet? Not yet. Almost.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's gonna this Amico thing. I think its chances of succeeding are slim and none. Like
it had a hard time, like a hard path in front of it already. But then with the electronics shortage, their margins have to be terrible right now.
Right.
So you delayed it all, not because of their fault, right? Like you've got shortages across the board on all electronics.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look to see how hard it is for Sony and Microsoft to produce stuff, think about how hard it is for Intellivision to get components.
Chips from 2016.
It's still hard no matter what you're trying to get. Yeah. It really is. And it's not getting substantially better.
I can tell because I need a new handheld vacuum and they're hard to find at Target. Like they only have like some crappy one. Looks like shit.
We've now talked about the Amico more, the Intellivision, whatever we're calling it, more than anyone else is going to for the next 3 years.
Right.
So.
Let's I'll move this. All right.
No, that's not true. We could talk more about
when
it
comes
if it
out.
comes out. Yeah.
It's gonna be good when it comes out.
We'll hold on to that then.
Right.
And I guess that's why it's fortnightly news.
There it is. All right.
All
right, let's move on to
boot up.
Shipwreck's favorite part of the show, Cheapy's Quest Corner, now with extra Wombat and Shipwreck Sucks. Mm-hmm. This is an interesting story, Shipwreck. You'll be interested in this because it's about so much more than just VR. It's about our future as consumers. So Facebook, if you haven't heard, Facebook has announced that they're going to be working with select developers to enable in VR game advertising, which means like more traditional like banner type ads in games. Now, people obviously would say like, that's a big people not looking for ads in games. I think unless the ads fit in the games, and sometimes they do fit, like when you're playing a sports game and up on the Jumbotron comes up like an ad for Pepsi or something that would be in keeping with a real sports broadcast. I don't think people would have a problem with that for the most part. But if it's like if you're playing Cyberpunk and like a Trident ad pops up, Trident gum ad pops up, is that still a thing? It's still around. I don't know. Is that from
I'm also trying to think, what do you mean? What's the context of this Trident gum ad in Cyberpunk? Is it like on a billboard as I'm driving through the city?
Right. Yeah, I guess it depends on how it's presented. And so it may be more acceptable than not. But so this game, which is a game that Wombat's familiar with, signed on to the program. The game is called Blast On. It's a good game. It's a cool game. It's basically like Tron Deadly Discs, except with guns, and you're fighting off with somebody online. So they signed on, and sure enough, the ads were showing up in the game, but they really just looked like fucking like website ads, like slapped on to the. It wasn't done well. Let's put it that way. Mm-hmm. And so the customers were very upset, and they already said, all right, we're not going to do this. And this is like a $10 game, I believe. And they were like, we're not going to be putting ads in our paid games, but we are going to maybe try it in our free. They have a fishing game that's for free. They are going to try it in the fishing game. They say, here's what the CEO of Resolution Games, who makes Blast On, said. He said, if ads in VR become inevitable as it has on other platforms, we want to ensure that while we have this chance to start over and do it right, we do just that. We welcome any and all of your feedback along the way so we have constructive conversation about this and create the best path forward. But it's not really like ads in other games haven't really become a thing.
It's not inevitable.
Yeah. What's he talking about?
I mean, it's in sports games, but that's really...
It's in sports games. It finds its way in where appropriate in kind of like action games on billboards or whatever. Sometimes there's product placement, like you might have like actual drinks in games.
Sure, like what was that? The Kojima game with the energy drink,
Sure.
Monster Energy drink in the Death Stranding.
There's been several examples of that.
Nobody seemed to really care about that.
They always do. There's always people that care about it, but I don't know. That's if he's talking as inevitable as like free to play games on your phone, that's a different thing compared to like games on PC or console.
Yeah, and to be clear, I feel like in this game Blast On, which I've played, so I'm pretty familiar with it. If they implemented the ads in a better way, like if they were more tightly integrated into the game, I think people wouldn't have cared, and they would have felt like sort of even happy for the developer for a game they like, getting a little extra money. But
no, the players don't care about the developers.
Sometimes, well, maybe for a free game, they are a little more empathetic.
Yeah, if they're paying $10 and it didn't have ads to begin with,
right?
As soon as you stick ads in there,
that's weird. I understand that.
If it doesn't start with ads,
right thing, taking it out.
I get it. Yeah, they are doing the right thing, but there is. I feel like
and Tony Hawk, like if I have like real skate gear, like real companies, like all over the place, it's like, yeah, this makes sense.
Yes.
There's not a lot of games where it
sports games, sense. Only sports games. I know I'm in the Discord for the table tennis game. And so I read like the developer's really active on there. And he was saying like, to be honest, like we have one of the environments in the game is like a professional, like a tournament arena. And where the ads would normally be in a tournament, it just says 11 table tennis over and over again. And to be honest, like if they had like ads that made sense there,
Trojan condoms.
No, but like butterfly table tennis or I don't
Magnum
know.
condoms.
Condoms, yeah, because table tennis players are just constantly getting laid. That would make sense to people. And if it looked right, that's the thing. It needs to look right. And in that Blast On game, the ads did not look right. Anyway, what else have we been playing in VR, Wanda? We got Walkabout Mini Golf, which was on sale for like $10, which is...
That game's pretty good. It's a fun game.
It's so simple. And but it's another like social space type situation where you're basically just like swinging your arm and talking to your friends. And
then I like the where you just have to pull the trigger and it just lines you up at the ball. That was smart.
Yes. And it does. I feel like for mini golf, VR works really well. I did feel like I was at a mini, even though everything was cartoony and not photorealistic, they did a great job of recreating. I just played like
mini golf course.
Yeah, it felt really cool and comfortable. So I would highly. That's one of the most popular games on the Quest, by the way. It's always on the charts there. So Walkabout Mini Golf. I haven't played it online yet with other people, but I'm going to do that. I also bought Wander, which is basically Google Street Maps. Street Maps? Yeah, Street View. But you can have like a multiplayer party and go on tours and bring people around and go on tours. So Mrs. Cheapy and I went on and we gave a couple guys tours of our old Manhattan neighborhood and our Tokyo neighborhoods. And it was pretty fun. But it made me very sweaty and uncomfortable after a little while. But it's really cool to be able to do that. And that was like $10 too. And I also bought Robo Recall, which is like, have you got that game, Wombat? It's an arcade.
Nope.
It's like an arcade version of Super Hot, where basically robots are our maids and stuff, and they're revolting now, and we have to recall all the robots, and we recall them by shooting them or ripping them apart with our hands, ripping their heads off, and throwing their parts at other robots. It's pretty cool. Ty really liked that one before he went to camp.
Nice. I was actually sent. I was provided with Eternal Starlight on the Oculus, which is a real-time strategy game. I was going to say turn-based. It's not. It's real-time.
Yeah, I watched the trailer for that. It looked cool.
It's okay. The map itself is kind of large, but it's large because there's a lot of space in between things. And even though you can make things smaller, it can be a little hard to control things at times. And the tutorial is not the best. They actually said there was an update coming out with a better tutorial. So I'll give it another shot, but it's a little dense for a VR game.
Got it. At TMI Show writes in and asks, doesn't basically asks how do you stop your Quest 2 from fogging up when playing Supernatural?
You don't.
Isn't there some like liquid anti-fog liquid that you can put on the lenses?
I don't know. You get if you're playing Supernatural, if you're doing it right, it's gonna fog up.
What about like skiers? They put that stuff on their ski goggles.
I just go like this every now and again, like between the songs. I'll just like
lift it off your face.
Lift it off my face, let the fog come out, and then put it back on, and then I'm fine.
There it is.
Yep.
All right, let's do a What Would Wombat Do Tales from Retail. I was told that you have your own tale from Retail, Wombat.
Yeah, I'm very curious to hear your perspectives on this.
Okay.
I mean, I have a feeling I know what you guys would do, and I believe the answer to that is going to be nothing.
Okay, so this is what will Cheapy and Shipwreck do?
It's more of a what will Cheapy and Shipwreck do, and this is what I did.
Uh-huh.
So I ordered for my son a toy from GameStop.com, a Fortnite toy.
Okay.
To be specific, because I have the box right here.
Fortnite dildo?
It was the Fortnite dildo, the Fortnite vending machine of the scientist. This is the box it comes in. So I ordered that for him. And the deal they were having is if you ordered that, it comes with 1 of 4 free other figures. It'll come with 1 of 4 for free. You order this one, but they don't tell you what it is. It's 1 of 4 at random. So I'm like, whatever.
Somebody take all these Fortnite figures.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever. He really wanted the scientist. It was his, congratulations on making it through 4th grade, reward. And it came, not only did the box come, but they actually sent me not 1 of 4, but all 4 of the bonus figures. So that's thing number 1. I wasn't going to complain about that or do anything about it. I just thought that was pretty funny that they sent me all 4 instead of the thing. And here's the thing.
You really can't do anything about that at that point.
No.
It's like, what are you going to do? Show up at GameStop and tell them, hey, you have no way of returning these other 3 figures that you sent me.
Right.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, everyone gets something.
Okay.
Right.
Everyone wins. So the other thing was, now you can't really see, but this is all the stuff that's supposed to be in the vending machine. It has the figure and it has these back blings. And this one right here, the Gauge back bling, is something that Elliot wanted very much out of this box. So we opened it. He was actually legitimately excited for a backpack for an action figure. So we go through the vending machine and we open the whole thing up. And they're all individually wrapped items inside the big box. And we're opening it up. And we get to the last bag. And the last bag was sealed but empty. And of course, that bag had the backpack that he wanted the most.
It was just air. It was just a clear bag.
Yeah, it was the bags are white, but it was just a white empty bag. So he did not get the one backpack that he wanted the most out of this box.
Yep.
He got the action figure and all the guns and the other 3 back blings. He got everything but that.
Yep.
So the question is, I'll tell you what I did, but my first question is, what do you do in this situation?
How much does that thing cost? How much
you give him the other action figures.
Huh?
You say, oh, I'm sorry that happened, but then you just give him the other action figures.
I mean, he got the other action figures, obviously.
End of story on my end.
You're done. You're not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm like, oh, you didn't get that happens sometimes. Here's some more action figures. Look what else you got. You got 3 other figures.
4
other figures. I would have saved 1.
I would have said, actually, you got the new invisible backpack. Open. Yeah, no.
So I look and I'm like, first of all, I'm not repackaging all of this to go return it or exchange it because that's ridiculous. And at first, that was my first reaction. I was like, buddy, you got all this stuff. It's still good. It's still fine. You still got the action figure. This is great. And I'm like, you know what? There's a phone number on the box. It says, do not return to store. If something's missing, call this number. It says it on the box.
Oh, okay.
So I called the number.
Yeah.
And it goes straight to voicemail. And the message says, also, please go to our website. If you're missing a piece, go to our website and fill out the form. So I go to their website. I fill out the form because it was missing a piece. And I would say maybe an hour and a half later, I actually did get a phone call back from Jazzwares. And Jazzwares was like, well, if we have the piece, we'll send it to you. But if we don't, it could take up 10 weeks or more before we could find it again. And if we can't find it, maybe we send you something else, but we have to try to find it. And I'm like, okay, so what should I do? It's like, well, we actually recommend maybe you should just call the store. I'm like, but the box specifically says do not call store. I'm like, okay, no problem. I appreciate you looking. And, they're like, yeah, we'll update you as soon as we know something. I'm like, sounds good. Thank you very much. I get off the phone. I'm like, well, I guess I'll call GameStop. What's the worst that could happen?
You've gotten way further down this path than I would have.
Well, first I was going to call GameStop and I'm like, this is ridiculous. And I clicked the tracking number on my package and I went to the chat instead. I'm like, I'll chat this out because I could do that sitting down. I don't have to wait on hold. And the chat guy was like, what's the problem here? And I go, the vending machine box was missing an item. And he goes, well, let me check with FedEx. I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah, that guy's never going to understand what you're saying here.
I'm like, he's
just trying to do his job, Wombat. And you're telling him about vending boxes and action figure boxes.
And then here's the thing. It's like, no, not that the tracking was fine and everything showed up, but something in the box was missing. He goes, I think I understand. He's like, I think I get it. I'll have it resent. So 3 days later, I get another vending machine. Not the little piece, but another big box.
Well, yeah, that's what GameStop is going to do.
That's what they're going to do. They're like, don't do anything with the old one. Here's your new box. And we opened it up, and obviously it did have the missing backpack in that one. I told Elliot too when I opened it, I'm like, if there's no backpack in this one, then too damn bad. And wait, here's the kicker. This all happened like 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, before, because we skipped a week. Yesterday, I got an email from Jazzwares saying that my replacement is on its way and should be here by Saturday.
Good. So both of your scientists will have backpacks. Fantastic.
Yeah. So that's the whole story. That's what I went through. I probably went through too much, but I think I'm going to wind up with either 2 or 3 of the same thing. So
might as well retire
and some
now.
Extra figures. I know.
So how you going to, why even go back to work?
Exactly. I'm flush with Fortnite scientists.
I was thinking about that when I found out those Game Boy Advance games that I posted about.
Yeah, when you found $80,000 worth of Game Boy Advance games. Jeez.
So I didn't realize that Game Boy Advance games had shot up in value recently. Like I know things like, yeah, sure, like things are worth a decent amount, but I had no idea that sealed GBA games are some of those are up in the thousands now.
Yeah.
And what happened was back when I was buying all these Game Boy Advance games, it was all during that time where Toys R Us and Circuit City and Blockbuster and Kmart were all having weekly clearances, it seemed like, where everything was like $5 and you go in with your list and you buy all the games. And so I bought all the games because I wasn't really even looking for Game Boy Advance games at that point. I was just there buying whatever games were $5. So now I have to look into grading. You guys, I know you guys are really big into grading video games, right?
That's what I do when I'm not
7.5. Everything's 7.5.
Yeah. When I'm not scamming GameStop out of action figures.
You're grading games.
Yeah, look, I even have some still in the package. You want some?
Hold on to that, Wombat. In about 30 years,
it might be worth
something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now I have to look into this, like how to send off games. It's like there's like 2 companies and you got to pick which company you want to go with, and it's like $60 a game to get it graded, and it takes like,
oh my god,
8 to 10 weeks.
I'm gonna say hold on to the games and don't get them graded. I wouldn't send them away. I think what you have, because I know they're gonna be in perfect shape, and I say hold on to them.
It makes me nervous though. Like I need to like as I was grabbing them off the shelf and like looking up like prices, like because the whole thing came about because I saw that Metroid, like Metroid Fusion was going for a lot because they announced the new Metroid game. And so like that one was upward of, I can't remember if it was that one or the Metroid Zero Mission. One of them was like $1,200 and the other one was like $800. These things were going for. And I'm like, I think I have those. And so I went downstairs and I started pulling off sealed copies of games off the shelf and just like looking them up to see how much they were going for. And it was ridiculous. I don't understand what's going on.
Pretty good return on your investment.
Who are the people paying these? Like, if it's not me paying these amounts,
Right? Who?
Who's paying these amounts for these games?
You only need 1 or 2 people.
I guess so.
Palmer Lucky. Probably
Maybe.
Palmer Lucky.
Yeah, I don't know. I've quarantined them off to their own shelf now, so that I know like they're completely out of kids' reach.
Fireproof box.
Not to open up.
Fireproof
yeah.
safe.
I gotta. Everything's insured, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Get everything insured.
Okay. Where are we here? Let's move on to Microsoft. Oh, it's so late. Xbox game streaming has exited beta. Has anybody tried it?
I tried. Was it Hot Shot Racing? I played that on my phone because it has touch controls.
Okay. How was it? How'd it work?
It worked.
All
It
right.
was cute. I did it. I think it's neat that it exists.
Right.
I have the shortcut saved on my phone.
Right.
I need to get my controller hooked up to my laptop so I could play games, I guess, on the computer if I wanted to. But yeah, it works. I tried it. It was cool that it's a thing that exists.
Yeah, that's cool. I haven't tried it.
That's all I got. I
Right.
mean, I spend my life basically in this one room, and my Xbox is right over there.
Right.
So I don't know if I have much use for it, but
You could play it in bed.
what am I gonna? I'm not gonna. I don't bring my phone into bed
Or Michigan.
or Michigan. Yeah, but yeah, no, I don't bring my phone into bed. That's like a rule I have.
All right.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Okay, I didn't know you had rules.
I don't have.
What
that
are your
rule.
other rules, Wombat?
No, that's the one.
That's the one rule. Okay.
I've started playing Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered because
It's fun.
it's on Game Pass.
I played 2 races.
It holds up. I played more. I like being the policeman.
Yeah, I
In
know
the-
it's fun being the police.
They should make a new one of those. And forget about remastering them. Make a whole new one because it's pretty good. Let's move on to Sony. The big story this week was, well, there's 2 big stories for Sony. One was they bought Returnal, developer rather.
They bought
They did buy Returnal. They
right?
bought Returnal and the
or
developer.
House Marquee, or however you.
Yes.
House Mark. What is
I,
House
I
Mark?
think it's House Mark, but I think Cheapy's out of House Marquee, and I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know
what I think. I don't. Have you? You
seems
bought
like
that
it's-
game? Did you play it?
I have not played it yet. It came in also when I was on vacation,
Oh,
Wow.
so
You know,
I intend to like that game. I've liked everything else that studio has done,
Okay.
and they've been tied heavily to Sony for a while now, so
makes sense.
it makes sense. Yeah, good.
I
good
honestly
for
thought
them.
that Sony already owned them. So it's just what I know.
Right.
I think it's a good buy for Sony because, I mean, they've been an indie developer, and this is their first foray into like a big AAA size game, and they did well with it, so it makes sense.
Right.
Lock those guys up
Yes.
and
it does.
gals.
How do you know there's gals?
I don't know. The main character is.
Right. I don't know. I don't know anything about that game. I know that you can feel the rain on the controller. That's what I know. The other big Sony item was an indie developer made a series of tweets, not calling out Sony directly, but basically calling them out directly, telling everybody that Sony, talks a big game when it comes to working with indies and has a lot of marketing materials built around their relationship with indies. But the reality is, unless you pony up marketing dollars to Sony, your store is just left in the store. Your game is just, left in the store to be ignored. And this guy, Ian Garner of Neon Doctrine, made this tweet thread. And he was pretty upset about it. But it sounds like Microsoft has similar policies in place in terms of marketing but I don't know. This guy singled out Sony.
Maybe he didn't have those problems on the Xbox, but he had them.
Yeah,
on
maybe.
the side. I mean, he's talking about his experience.
Yep.
So there you go. I thought this was like a thing though that we knew already.
Well,
I feel like I heard the $25,000.
It wasn't just that. It was basically they seemed very unorganized when it come to working with indies, and when they came time to get certain things done. Like it's a very laborious process getting your game, approved, and it doesn't seem like they have the resources dedicated to helping out the indie developers with the process.
It's curious now because they were kind of the front runners there for a long time of getting that all up and going for indies. And I wonder if it has switched somewhat just because of Microsoft and Game Pass, where Microsoft's actively got skin in the game, right? For all of this things. They're trying to like add new stuff to Game Pass constantly.
Sure.
To highlight that service. So it makes sense that they're more they probably got more people working alongside these developers now.
Yeah, Microsoft's highly motivated to sign these guys up for Game Pass, and you're going to need resources to do that in terms of people and money. So yeah, that's interesting, and it'll be interesting to see if Sony makes any changes.
What do you think Nintendo does?
Jack shit.
I think Nintendo allows them to do like one of his problems, though. I read some of this that was that he couldn't discount his games easily.
Correct.
I feel like Nintendo at least gives you an option to discount your games because
there are so many games that are like
so many games
like
on sale.
85 cents.
I think they raised it a little bit now, right? Like they got rid of the absurdly like here's a 3-cent game.
There's a minimum now.
I think there's a minimum now. It's not very high, but there's still a minimum now. But yeah, you just go into the Switch and see what's on sale, and it's just everything's on sale. It's kind of remarkable what's going on in the Switch marketplace anytime you log into there.
Yeah. And speaking of the Switch marketplace, here's a quick Whip Smart Spank Bank. Pretty Girls Klondike Solitaire. It's a Windows-style solitaire that everybody loves with large-breasted anime waifus that change outfits as you succeed. And there's a gallery mode so you can check out the ladies. Is a chill, pleasant experience and gets Whip Smart Spank Banky's mild rating for the week. And it's another East Asia Soft game that and they sent us a code. East Asia Soft is all in. They have found their niche, I think, in these. I don't know these hentai games. Is that the proper terminology? I don't want to insult anybody.
I like solitaire.
Do you like big-breasted anime waifus?
I mean, they're all right.
I never
take them or leave them.
Right.
I like more realistically sized breasts on my anime waifus.
That's fine as well. You like solitaire?
I like solitaire.
You can't go wrong with solitaire.
Not particularly.
Really?
I like solitaire more than anime.
Yeah, like that would be the draw for this. Like, how good is this Klondike Solitaire game?
Yeah.
Well, it's a mild. It's mild. So you're not going to get a lot of erections, but you might get a good game of solitaire in.
Mm-hmm. Might get all my aces in line.
Right. All right. I think we're at the end of our rope here. Let's remind everybody who's listening to us in podcast form that you can watch us live on Twitch on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern time on twitch.tv/cheapassgamer. And I've got another podcast that's on Friday. I think we're doing 4 p.m.s now on Twitch, and that's Proper Modulation. And Wombat's got a Fortnite creator code, Wombat5277. Why don't you get that shortened to Wombat? You can do it.
If I do that, then anyone who's already inputted the code, it drops out of there.
But don't they have to do it every time?
No, you only have to do it every like couple of months, and also it resets everything I've earned up to that point.
Oh my god.
They changed the rules on it. It's like a pain in the ass. I spoke to someone about it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sticking with the Wombat 527.
That's fine. That is fine. And what else do you want to say?
I want to say Mac Weldon. For 20% off your first order, visit macweldon.com/CAGcast and enter promo code CAGcast.
All right, let's raid Craig. I was supposed to plug Craig's new venture, but I forgot to write it down on the show notes. So instead, when we raid him, pretend like I talked about Craig's new thing and get him to talk about it on his stream. Okay, that's just say that like I talked about it. You want to hear more? Okay, thank you.
Blood done.
We did it. Oh, I gotta stop streaming.